morning. It's July 24, and this is your daily market insights with me, JR. Okay, so let's begin. Just a little double check. I still get really confused when Facebook Live is working or not. I think we are live now. Okay, so let's go. As usual, let's go over Bloomberg. Remember, you will get like 3 articles free per month, and then you have to go and subscribe. I have to check my subscription a little bit of. I got a new debit card, so I have to connect it with the service. But let's look at what is happening out there before we jump into the charts. As usual, I love this one. Eurosceptics are now believers, and it's driving markets higher. There's always this narrative that you have between the dollar being too high and then assets in Europe being too undervalued, and the best opportunity to buy in Europe, also to buy in the UK. And that has been some sort of a trend from Asian investors. Nevertheless, you need to know what you're buying. For example, think about this company. You have Total and you have Repsol, just to mention 2 of them. I'm more inclined to go with Repsol, look at the assets that they have. I'm not saying that Total is not a decent bet as far as equities, but just looking into perspective. We have to watch out what you're buying. It's not just, taking money and buying whatever you think is an asset. You really need to do your due diligence before you go in and buy. So keep that in mind. This will actually have a potential opportunity for us to take Euro trades if you want to do that trade. Remember, I solo focus on the Great British Pound, and that's what I do. My let's call it duties, and my goal is to know everything I can about the Great British Pound, everything. On a trade, we're gonna trade every day. We're gonna trade Great British Pound versus the US dollar, Great British Pound versus the Japanese yen, and one of my favorites, the Euro versus the Great British Pound. Those are the last 2. Those are crosses, and the US pair, because it has the US pair as a base, the pound versus the dollar. Now, another thing, for example, we have gold near 1900. I will talk a little bit about gold if you want to have some views of what I think about what's happening with gold and where you can jump in. The more it goes up, just so you know, the less attractive is the risk reward for buyers. I think you know this. And right there, when it's just $100 away from the top, the 2000 round figure, the psychological round figure mark, now everyone wants to talk about how probable it will be for gold to hit 2000. It's just right there. It's like 1870. It's not that difficult. It's just $130. What is this whole thing about predicting what is just around the corner? It doesn't make any sense at all. But you be the judge. And one article that I thoroughly think you need to pay attention to, this is the Bloomberg opinion from Marcus Ashworth. And this is the whole thing with the Bank of England talking about interest rates. Interest rate be taking negative. And the whole thing, should the UK. Listen, guys, it never works. I have this other article I will pass on to have it on the Facebook comments. I want you guys to read this one because it goes back all the way back to 1974. I think sometime 1971, 1974, when Switzerland tried this. It was an utterly disaster. I think in the UK, if they, well, I'm not in the UK right now, but in a way I will say, if we really, because I'm a strong supporter of the Great British Pound, if we really want to have a fighting chance, all we need to do is just let the market flow. That's all it is. You really need to let the market flow, okay? And when you do this, you just, the free market, buyers, sellers, demand, offer. That's all you want to be, all right? So I think this is one of the greatest mistakes the Bank of England potentially can make if they really allow that to happen. There's no need. On the political scene, there's this tension between China, as usual. Everything with China seems to be so tense. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're nice people somehow. But if you think about it, every time there's always a tension. And the thing is that they're looking to impose themselves. But also, uh, at least from the perspective of thinking what a prime minister should do, there's a lot of challenges in the UK already for the UK to go and have a stand or saying in someone else's yard. And that's the case with what's happening. And I think it was Boris Johnson, Prime Minister, offering shelter for Hong Kong citizens to go to the UK and get citizenship. That goes among those lines. But at the end of the day, it's just not your business. Take care of your own house, fix your own yard. That's all you got to do. So having said that, let's just jump to the charts, just a little bit what is happening out there. Two articles that I think you truly need to devote some time. If you want to listen, Bloomberg, they do this whole thing of listen to the articles. If you listen it, it's just only less than 3 minutes. And remember, all the time, if you want to get, to me, this is one of the best shops for journalism. Great stories, great content, and actionable content that you can really translate into opportunities. So always look to get your subscription. I think they're giving now a 12-month, 3 months for £12 or $12. You just have to check. So do that. And the second article I will post it is how Switzerland failed miserably in the attempt to apply negative interest rate. They went as negative as I think minus 12% of negative rate on non-resident deposits, and still didn't work. So you have to pay attention to that, right? So now let's just go to our MetaTrader 4, and I will talk a little bit of the cross Europe versus Great British Pound. Also, gold is on the map. I have gold here. Look at that, beautiful. I told you, it's just $100. There's nothing more to say. But as usual, let's just begin our day with the Great British Pound versus the US dollar, GBP USD. As usual, listen, it hasn't changed. One of the things we are going to do is, and on every daily market insight, it's for you to know exactly if there's any change. I gotta tell you, the pound hasn't moved at all in the last 3 days, starting Wednesday. So we can always look at the London Open. I'm going to actively track their information for all of you to have it, because it can help you with a very simple strategy. It's a very simple breakout strategy that I use and I teach because I like people to make money. I think it's good for people to make money. So, and it's a way to empower you. There are more advanced strategies that we're going to study when you join the trade room, but that's a different story. Now, what I want to look is, the one we're going to look now is the 4-hour bar. This 4-hour candle opens at 8 a.m. European time and then closes at 11. So this is the new one, which is GMT. I think it's GMT plus 1, actually. Yeah, it's GMT plus 1. So it just opened. I'm in Croatia, so that's 11:05. This one, it's from 8 to 11, so it's 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11. It's a little bit more because it's the 4 hours, so I have to check on this. But it's GMT plus 1. Now, this 4-hour candle, okay, is very important to understand. It gives us a lot of information as far as where is the currency. This is the one from Wednesday. Look at that, July 22. Okay, this one, it's 85 pips. The whole rotation is 85 pips. Let's take a look. See this, about 85 pips. The high 127.28. This is basic algebra 101. The low 126.43. That's right there, 85 pips. So then I take the figure. You have rectangle, triangle, ellipse, and then you just go. I have to do this so you guys can see. I repeat this multiple times, but it's okay because I want everyone to understand. So let me just delete this. Let's do it together. You take that rectangle. Look at this. We're gonna go for the color green and draw object as background. Remove it and accept. Now you will have the figure this way. The reason why I do this is because I want to have a range, a rotation area where the price of the currency will basically do that, rotate. And this is a very basic concept. As you can see, the price has been gravitating around the area, and This resistance right there is the high that we have on July 22nd, Wednesday, 127.29, give and take. What we want to see is a projection of the 85 pips to the upside and a continuation to the next level. So if I'm a buyer now, and I think I will do this just for an example. There's a couple ideas that I'm trading. And listen, everyone, for the purpose of the daily market insights, I will use a simulation account. When we're in the trade room, we'll talk a little bit about executing with clients. And remember, I'm a full-time analyst in currencies, US equities, and also I do derivatives, call and put options. So you know, I want everyone to understand what I do, who I am, and how I make a living. So there's no confusion. I'm not a trader. I trade because it's part of my day-to-day. Because a lot of my clients, they do have careers, and they want that extra layer of service, that personal service that I can offer to them. But it's not because I consider myself a trader. I'm just I will say, pretty competent analyst. All right? Okay, cool. Now, I'm just going to be a buyer today. It's Friday. I know that. Let's see if I can just squeeze a few dollars. I'm going to go with, let me just bring my market watch. I'm going to go with one standard lot. That's what I'm interested. That's my objective. Teach you how to do that. I always take notes, okay? So the low 127.16, that's 5, include all information. And the high 127.72. Now, I'm going to place my trade. I have all my comments. Let's see what we have here. Let's see what we have. Okay, I have got my trade. Let me see. It's right here. Now, I need to have my risk. So the whole rotation is 85 pips, okay? I'm going to take this at least to the bottom. I'm just going to take this to the bottom of Wednesday because I don't want to be part of this game. I don't want to keep my longs too long, well, in excess too long, if it is coming down to put another low. It can be a double bottom. So I'm just going to take a little bit more risk. I'm going to put in $800 in risk in this trade, and I am going to at least look for a 101 if it's even probable today. Probably make a new high. I'm going to count with that new high today, and if it happens, it will have a 101 risk reward. That's all it matters. Risk reward. In this case, because it's Friday, I'm willing to take my chances, willing to take that risk in the money. This is the trade we're going to follow. It's right here with all the information. We'll talk about probably by the end of the day. Do another video just so we close that tail with this trade that I'm taking today, Friday. And the other thing I want to do, I think I already have it in place. If there's a continuation, bullish continuation, I want to join the uptrend. So it's going to be a pending order. I'm going to go for a buy stop. The reason why I want to do a buy stop is because I want to join the uptrend. If it goes in my direction, I want to add another position. The low, I'm not sure, but the high will be at that moment 127.726. And I'm going to place my order. And if that happens, and this position, I don't want to take more than $500 or 500 euros in risk. So that will be 26.50. Where are we now? 26.75. That's all I'm going to play with. I know this is the take profit. Okay. I'm going to exit the same way, 128.15. But the stop loss, 126.75. Okay. I think I got it right now. The buy stop, that means right now we're trading at 127.29. If the market hits 127.50, I will join with another one standard lot and go in the direction of the trend. That will signal that there is strength coming from buyers. The bulls, Great British Pound bulls, are in the game again, and I want to join that trend and see if I can squeeze another $500, 500 euros additionally today, Friday. So there's my pending order. I have my levels, and I will be looking to join somewhere around this level. Now, like I said, The reason why I use these analysis, pretty basic analysis, and mix it up with risk management and targeting a breakout, is because it's a very easy, very practical way to trade. You don't have to use a bunch of indicators. You don't have to be concerned about so many things. You need to, number one, manage your risk, and number two, know where to exit. And that's the last thing I want to explain. If I'm a buyer here and I know that the range it's 85 pips, like I said, I can use a full 85, you can use half of it, you can use one of these previous lows to set up your risk. Once you know how much you're willing to take as a loss, then you can start thinking about winning money. That's key for you to survive. I repeat, you need to know how much pain you can take. That will always be based on the equity that you have in your trading account. That means how much money you have in your trading account. If you manage that, you will survive and make a lot of money in this business. If not, you have no future. So let me guide you in the best way probable for you to achieve that goal. All right? So once I know that, I know I will take just from the breakout level, from this previous high, you see how I've been gravitating, and then I project that range, and that gives me a target. Now I know where I need to exit. Why? Because that's where there's a completion. It's completed. The expansion has been completed. It doesn't mean that it cannot keep going up, but why are you going to risk walking into the unknown when you already have the information? Why you have to take chances? Be smart. Do the right thing for your money. That's all you got to do. Okay? Now, if there's a continuation, of course, it will look into the next level, but I bet you one thing. As soon as we get to this level, it will be a little bit of exhaustion in the price, and then it may retrace. I don't want to take chances. I want to exit at the projection. All right? So that's all I have. I think I overextended a little bit today, but I want to thank you. It has been a great week for all of us. As usual, Daily Market Insights with JR. Who is JR? Well, that's me. I want to invite you. There's a link on the description. Please join if you want to come and enjoy one of our monthly challenges. We're going to trade live for all of you guys. Again, it's just an idea how you guys can learn what I do for my clients as an analyst. We're really here to help you. We really have the skills, the tools that we can guide you into making an additional 500 pounds per week. Think about it. There's 52 weeks in the year. Just imagine what that can do for you. You need to learn the skills. You need to develop. And we have the team to do that. Until the next video, I thank you. This is JR signing off. And ciao, ciao, guys.